I will spank you to death.
Take that, you evil demon. I'll spank you.
We're gonna spank you all the way. Gonna spank you to death.
Double spank.
You've been a naughty
Spank it
boy.
good.
Oh boy.
You've been so bad, demons. I'm gonna spank you all.
Anyways, this is Death Spank.
It's like the move from Fatal Fury. There's one character in Fatal Fury. It's like. Anyways, Death Spank. This is really Diablo meets. What did I say?
Adventure Island or Adventure Land?
It feels like an adventure game meets Diablo.
Yeah.
Like, it's got the humidity. I almost said humidity.
The humor of an
adventure game,
but the gameplay of a Diablo game.
But it's really hard. Like it's not 2.5 isometric or anything. It's kind of like
a point and clicker.
It's a point and click meets like it's really hard to describe. It's almost like an action game, but you can't turn the camera completely 360. You can zoom in a little bit and zoom out a little bit. It's actually pretty hard. When they fight you, if you hit the space bar, you can block. And I find you have to use the mouse, so that's where the sort of adventure-esque aspect comes in. But that's sort of like your left clicker to attack, right clicker, I don't remember what it was.
To use another weapon.
Oh, to use another weapon?
Yeah,
like a secondary?
Yeah, sometimes sometimes though some weapons
and then you have an inventory, but like the enemies hit you hard. Like if you don't have enough turkey on a bone. Drumsticks, yeah. Or what was the other food we were eating? I don't remember. It really doesn't matter.
If you don't have enough
you're
healing.
You're gonna die, yeah. Like if you don't heal enough, like you have to block in this game. I tried to play it like an arcade game at first, and
it was like 10, 15 with you because I didn't really have that problem. Only when
I went up to that golden enemy, and he was the hardest enemy so far. Like I think and then I went to the midget skeletons. I don't know if that's their name, but that's what they look like, and they were so much easier. So I think it was just that one enemy was. I felt like we weren't supposed to be in that area, but I don't think that was the case. I think it was just that enemy in particular is super hard. Graphics are pretty good. It came out 9 years ago. Really funny. And I didn't want to spoil like Nick's interpretation of this game, but the reason why the game is really funny is Ron Gilbert from Monkey Island was one of the primary writers of that game with
that explains explains most of the
very
humor then.
Famous for writing witty speech, and like that's the cool thing. You can choose like different branches to reply, and like some are funny, some are to the point to like move the story along. So,
yeah, no wonder it was making me feel like Monkey Island.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know, it's like it feels like the main character's like Guy Freebrush. If he was more of a knight and sounds more like the Tick.
Yeah, he sounded like the Tick. He's got the voice like the Tick.
But turns out he's the voice of Starscream from, I think, OG.
One of the Transformers.
I'm thinking OG
movies.
Transformers because he also voiced Cobra.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. We had to stop ourselves from playing it.
It was one of those games that was
$10 or $20 online. It's on Steam, fortunately. So if you don't have like a Xbone or any other
PS4,
yeah,
or even a Switch,
I think it was on PS3. Then at least you can try it then. But this is unfortunately, I don't know how well it sold. Like it sold well enough to have one official sequel, and then I think the Baconing was the third game. I think it's a side story. I'm not sure. We haven't played it
yet.
But yeah, well, we want to start at 1 instead of 3 or 2. We're just weird like that. And
except with Dragon Quest, we started at 11.
We thought let's not like have to do with this story stuff.
And then that YS game where you were on an island.
Yeah. Well, the thing is about those long series is sometimes they're all connected and other times they're not. And
Fair
I think
enough.
In some of those, at least those cases, they're not connected. They have similar themes, similar kind of characters,
similar mechanics.
But yeah, they're not like necessarily connected so much. But this game was a lot of fun. I thought it doesn't have cutting graphics, but I felt like they were good enough. You know, if you're there for the story, you're there for the entertainment.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not sure what my biggest criticism. I think you can keep dying because we died a few times.
You can, yeah. Like this isn't like it's not
you
very.
drop your loot, but I don't think you lose any.
Yeah, they have like a lot of these anti-frustration features.
And there's an autosave when you leave.
Like I'll give you some
self
examples.
away.
So like there's a container where you can find lost and found items. So like if there's an item you forgot to grab, it's actually going to be in that lost and found box.
That's cool.
There's fortune cookies that you can eat that give you hints of what to do in your quest.
What was the other game mechanic that you liked? Or maybe that was the only one. I think there was another one. But yeah, I really like this game. I really miss the humor of the Monkey Island series.
But at least you got it in this game.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's a really humorous game. I think the only person that wouldn't like this game is if you're like super serious, you won't like this game because it doesn't take itself seriously. You know, you might be offended by just the name of the game, Death Spank. You just see the spanking and it's like, whoa, my parents wouldn't approve of this.
Yeah, this sounds like a necrophiliac BDSM
sound like
fetish.
A Disney adaptation. Whoa. But other than that, like, it's a really fun game. I
give it like an 8 out of 10.
I'd give it at least an 8 out of 10. You don't really find a mesh of like adventure games in Diablo, and like we're apparently getting a Diablo 4 eventually.
And a Diablo mobile.
It's taken a number of years to get a Diablo, so
yeah,
play this instead if you haven't.
While you're waiting for your Diablo job.
Yeah, just keep spanking. Keep on spanking. Or gaming. Or both.
One out of two.
Game. Spank. Game. Spank. Spank it. Spank it the gaming.
Spank it good.
Spank it, gamer.
It's not too late.
Spank it out.